Buddhist scriptures assert that human inclinations toward homosexuality or sexual impropriety are reflections of past life transgressions, notably excessive self-indulgence such as masturbation. In the solitary act of self-pleasure, one's focus narrows to the confines of their own corporeal form. Over the course of multiple lifetimes, this fixation fosters a fascination with the male form, cultivating a potent allure. An additional dimension unfolds in the prodigal squandering of one's vital sexual essence, contributing to a gradual effeminacy. Within a man, this procreative essence serves as the wellspring of his masculine virtues, and if frequently depleted through masturbation, his virile essence dwindles. As the relentless pursuit of orgasms engulfs him, his reservoir of male vitality dwindles, bestowing upon him a more effeminate demeanor. Ramakrishna, a luminary who emphasized celibacy as the cornerstone of spiritual elevation, contended that a man's spiritual progress is mirrored in his unyielding tenacity. It is the accrual of this masculine vitality that begets augmented energy, stamina, resolve, resilience, and valor across all facets of life. Conversely, the profligate dissipation of male seminal essence ultimately saps a man's strength, rendering him feeble, lethargic, timorous, and effeminate. Homosexuality, therefore, is perceived as the initial stage, a precursor to further moral degradation along an ever-darkening path. This descent unfolds in a sequence as follows. 1. An addiction to the orgasm, where sex serves as a mood-altering narcotic. 2. Gradual erosion of ancient moral principles, contributing to personal strife and societal discord. 3. Distortion of one's libido due to excessive heat generated. 4. Masturbation, particularly frequent indulgence, accentuates this distortion, leading to an obsession with one's own sexual anatomy. 5. The insatiable craving for novelty exacerbates the perversion, yielding a relentless, ever-hungry sexual appetite. Paramahansa Yogananda's phrase, "ever fed, never satisfied," epitomizes this escalating desire. Sexual stimuli expand to include previously innocuous objects, deepening the spiral of perversion. In this manner, the continuum of sexual distortion unfolds, echoing throughout the ages. These will include sodomy, such as fellatio, anal sex, one's own sex, children, animals, dead bodies, blood, and violence. Their progression towards a state akin to that of a demon is an inexorable path for those ensnared in the thrall of their sensual desires. This descent into darker realms is a universal trajectory for individuals who transgress the moral boundaries of sexual conduct. In essence, every individual who indulges in excessive sexual activity and flouts the sacred laws of sexual morality inevitably drifts towards these shadowy perversions, ultimately succumbing to the nature of a demon. To support this assertion, it's insightful to examine specific characteristics exhibited by individuals who identify as homosexual. One noteworthy trait is their inclination towards diverse romantic experiences, often engaging with different partners, including those they may not know well. This observation highlights the complex interplay between sexual behavior and homosexuality, as individuals of this orientation may display a fearless pursuit of their desires. Moreover, it's important to acknowledge that those who advocate for and support homosexuality often also endorse and celebrate various forms of sexual exploration, including elements like bondage and domination, as well as an array of unique and sometimes unconventional preferences. This phenomenon serves as a clear illustration of the close connection between sexual diversity and homosexuality, which can sometimes act as a gateway to a broader spectrum of human sexual interests. Indeed, the descent into darkness takes an even more disturbing turn. Within the intricate architecture of the human brain, The region responsible for sexual climax shares proximity with the neural precinct associated with violent aggression. Through repetitive overheating of this cerebral territory, the boundaries blur, and an unholy fusion occurs between sexual and aggressive impulses. Consequently, the sensualist experiences arousal in response to gruesome scenes of bloodshed and brutality. Our cultural history has borne witness to the concept of bloodlust. Within the psyche of the sensualist, sexual ecstasy becomes entangled with violence and the shedding of blood. This unsettling convergence can, in part, be attributed to the elemental nature of male sexuality, an inherently primal act characterized by cleaving, secretion, and fleshly penetration, akin to the thrust of a knife. Even during solitary acts of self-indulgence, these mental and biological constructs underlie the climactic experience, forming the core elements of male sexual behavior and profoundly affecting the sensualist's consciousness. Over time, these elements become increasingly ingrained in the sensualist's psyche. Eventually, they may find that the mere sight of blood, or even violent acts of cleaving and dismemberment, elicit a peculiar arousal, leaving them bewildered. At this pivotal juncture, a critical decision looms. They must choose whether to retrace their steps or succumb to these sinister impulses within their sexual addiction, potentially transforming into a criminal persona, a metaphorical demon. It is a disconcerting fact that many of history's infamous mass murderers were not only sex addicts but also harbored homosexual inclinations. Thus, this ominous path inexorably leads one down to the nature of a demon. Through this revelation, we glimpse how ancient Laura's demons are birthed, a consequence of a simple but profound violation of God's primary moral law. Indeed, there exists hope and potential for transformation, even for those who have grappled with sexual perversions. Just as sexual indulgence can lead to sexual perversion, the reverse holds true. The path of celibacy and self-discipline can pave the way for a return to a healthy state of being. The overwhelming and deviant desires that once consumed an individual may gradually diminish. For instance, a homosexual man who embraces celibacy and ascetic practices may eventually find himself naturally drawn to women. Those who have fallen into even more disturbing patterns of attraction, such as towards children or acts of violence, can regain a wholesome sexual nature through the rigorous pursuit of celibacy, asceticism, and especially intense yogic meditation. Individuals who have ventured so far down this dark path may need to exert more effort and dedication to cleanse and heal their minds, as well as to rectify the channels etched into their physical and astral nervous systems. Yet, with unwavering faith and the austerity of meditation, the divine Shakti, the universal energy, can facilitate this profound healing. With faith in a true spiritual guide, the practice of meditation, and a commitment to renunciation, one can undergo a profound transformation, emerging as an entirely new individual. As Lord Krishna once conveyed, even the gravest of sinners, those who may have committed heinous acts, can find purification and redemption through the transformative power of meditation and spiritual practice. Just as a boat carries one across turbulent waters, meditation can cleanse the soul, allowing it to ascend toward higher states of consciousness and spiritual growth.